Hello, today we're going to be talking about sustainable cities and communities, SDG goal number 11, and how the Internet of Things can make a difference in Costa Rica. First off, what is the SDG number 11? It's Sustainable Cities and Communities goal. It aims to make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. This goal recognizes the growing trend to ensure that cities and humans are designed and managed in a way that promotes sustainability, social inclusion, and economic prosperity. Overall, the Sustainable Cities and Communities goal seeks to create cities and human settlements that are livable, inclusive, and sustainable for all residents, while also promoting economic growth and environmental protection. And this just breaks it down even further with some more targets, including providing access to safe, affordable, and sustainable housing and basic services for all, strengthening efforts to protect and safeguard cultural and natural heritage, reducing the adverse per capita environmental impacts of cities, including by paying special attention to air quality and municipal and other waste management, increasing the number of people who have access to safe, affordable, accessible, and sustainable transportation systems, and strengthening inclusive and sustainable urbanization and capacity for integrated and sustainable human settlement planning and management. This infographic just shows that the share of the urban population living in slums rose to 24% in 2018. We'll talk about more. Only half of the world's urban population has convenient access to public transportation. Air pollution caused 4.2 million premier deaths in 2016 in the world, and over 90% of COVID-19 cases are in urban areas. So here are just some statistics, USA versus Costa Rica. In the United States, approximately 83% of the US population lives in the urban areas, whereas in Costa Rica, 79% of the population lives in urban areas, not too far from each other. The USA emitted 16.5 metric tons of CO2 equivalent per capita, whereas Costa Rica only emitted 2.59. In the USA, it's nearly universal. The amount of the population having access to improved sanitation facilities at around 99.6%, whereas it is a little bit lower in Costa Rica at 98.3% of the urban population having access to improved sanitation facilities. 23% of urban land is covered by green spaces, whereas 13% of urban land is covered by green spaces in Costa Rica. And Costa Rica has made efforts to preserve and expand green areas in cities. And for road traffic deaths per 100,000, it is 12.4 in the United States. That's a bit higher than Costa Rica, where there are 10.3 road traffic deaths per 100,000. Now, this is just a graph comparing some charts comparing urbanization in comparison the USA versus Costa Rica. It's not too far off with each other. It matches pretty well. And then the amount of people living in slums compares to the world versus Costa Rica. I just used compared to China and Canada since the United States wasn't available. Just under 1 in 3 urban dwellers live in slum households in the world. The quality of living standard in urban centers is, of course, an important measure of well-being. And one metric of living standards is the share of the urban population living in slum households. And to define it, a slum household is known as a group of individuals living under the same roof, lacking one or more of the following conditions: access to improved water, access to improved sanitation, sufficient living area, and durability of housing. And this is just a water access comparison, USA versus Costa Rica. Share of the population without access to improved water source. So it's like coming together. The United States and Costa Rica is meeting up in the year 2020. And this is just number of people living in the capital city. Of course, the United States has a way more than in Costa Rica. And this is just how many people a prediction will live in urban areas in the future. By 2050, close to 7 billion people are projected to live in urban areas. In this chart, we see that the estimates of urban and rural population is projected through 2050. And we can also see it's projected based off of the fertility scenario. And it's predicted to increase to around 9.8 billion. That's more than twice as many people in the world will be living in urban than in rural settings. And here is just my X-Mine full map chart about combating SDG number 11. In the middle, I just have IoT combating SDG 11 sustainable cities and communities. And then to the left, we can see that one of my points is education outreach. You can use the Internet of Technology devices to provide educational resources and training programs on sustainable practices for residents and farmers. Then you can implement awareness campaigns on sustainability and the importance of preserving natural resources. And all in all, this will preserve resources for city usage. Next, agriculture and farming in the yellow. By using IoT sensor technology, we can deploy sensors to monitor soil moisture, nutrients, and we can use drones and satellite imagery to monitor crop growth and identify potential issues. And this will increase produce that is available for the entire city. Moving on to the green technology in Costa Rica. We can implement renewable energy systems such as solar panel and wind turbines. This will reduce carbon emissions and energy costs, and the use of IoT sensors to monitor energy usage and optimize energy efficiency. And for safety and security, we can use IoT sensors to monitor and improve air quality, traffic patterns, and public safety. And so split off to 2 points where you can implement smart city technologies such as traffic management systems and smart streetlights to improve safety and reduce energy waste, as well as overall just the big things, use machine learning and algorithms to detect and predict harmful oil spills, other environmental hazards. And that is all. Thanks for watching.